Hi, it's Vicki with my Paperback Connection. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and I'm so happy that you're here with me. I'm going to give it 1 minute before we get started, and I I'm going to be doing some really fun stuff tonight. I'm going to be using the Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial. I'm a part of a design team, and every month we choose a particular stamp set or bundle, and we make simple projects out of it. One I'm going to show you tonight is not extremely simple, but it's very cute. And then I'm going to do two others that are going to be more simple. So I hope you'll hang out with me for a bit as I get started. So there's a way that you can actually get this whole tutorial from me, and it's I think 12 different projects. If you purchase $50 or more from my store, from my Stampin' Up! Store, then you get the bundle for free. And the projects that I'm working on tonight, you'll get the paper product kits to make those yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Before I do that really quickly, though, today's the 28th, so we have 4 more days, I think, counting today, for Sale-A-Bration. You don't want to miss out on that. So in order to get free products, $50 will get you a level 1 product. And tonight what I'm going to be doing is projects just from that. So let me switch us down and we will get started. Oh, and it's backwards. Oh no. Okay, I don't really know how to fix that. But let's go ahead and get started anyway. And you'll have a good idea of what it is that I'm doing. So as I said, everything that I'm doing tonight is going to be from the Simple Stamping Suite. The first project that I'm going to do is by Joe Blackman. Now, I'm not going to share the sizes and all of that because it is a freebie with a purchase, but I will share the products that I'm using and things like that. This is the other one that I'll be doing. This is Sandra Hernandez project. She's actually my upline. And then I'm going to do a tag. It's a very simple tag. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that right now. So I'm going to do it a little bit different than Joe did. Joe is extremely creative. She's just really crafty and creative, and I love her projects. And I've done a few of her projects before. So I'm taking a piece of thick basic white, and I've cut it 4.5 by 11, scored it 5.5. That's all I can tell you because I can't share her work. But I'm going to go ahead and put paper. Excuse me. This is a piece of designer series paper from the Penguin Playmates, and it is free through Sale-A-Bration. So if you spend, as I mentioned before, if you spend $50, you can earn this as a free product. It's 12 by 12 inch paper, and it is super, super fun. And I love all the colors, and there's penguins in it that you can punch out. I'll show it to you really quickly. There's penguins, there's foxes, there's snowmen, there's bears. The paper, the colors, they're all so fun and Christmassy. So I'll put that one to the side. Okay. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to add dimensionals to this. I cut this out of the designer series paper, and it was a really easy fussy cut because there weren't huge edges or sharp edges or anything, really picky about it. And so I was able to just cut it out really quickly. So I'm going to pop it up. But before I do, I am going to make a mess. I am going to use the embossing paste. Now, this week was the first time I've ever actually used. Hey, Suzanne. It was the first time I've ever actually used the embossing paste. And it's really fun, but it's going to be a little bit messy tonight. It may be a little dry. I'm not really sure what its consistency is supposed to be. So I've just kind of stirred it around a little bit. I hope I don't make a huge mess with it, but I have never done this I've never done this particular project before. So I am going to just kind of lay it in and around it, because the effect that Joe came up with, and hopefully I will come up with as well, is this snow bear has been making snow bear angels. So hopefully mine will come out very similar to hers. I'm just going to smush it on there around the bear. And just because I do YouTube videos does not mean that I know everything. And so if you have a tip, I am all for it. Let me know. And I think I'm going to use a different paddle than that because I think I need something with a little bit more real estate to it, like this. Okay. So I'm just going to smush this around the edges. And every so often I'll put my bear back in place to make sure that he or she is going to fit in there really well. How's everybody doing tonight? I have been off from lives for a couple weeks. We were out of town and we have a little vacation home down in Fort Myers, Florida, and we don't have internet there. And we were spending time with family, and I just needed a break so badly. And then the very next week, my brother and sister-in-law from St. Louis were here, and they were getting here the day that I normally do my live. And so it just was important to spend family time with them. So I've just kind of been a little bit absent, and I'm sorry about that. But, family comes first. And so that's where I've been. Nothing bad going on, all good things. Just needed a little bit of a break and needed some family time. So, all right, now what I'm going to do when I get done with this is I'm just going to kind of set it off to the side for a minute because this is messy and I did not bring my heat gun over here. And I wish I had because I feel like it would have made it, I know it would make it dry a lot faster. So I'm going to go ahead and put my bear down in place with my dimensionals. Okay. I don't know about you guys. If you do lives, if I don't do them for a couple weeks, when I get ready to do them, I get so nervous. It's like, oh my gosh, is everything going to work right? Is everything going to come together? And are people going to show up? And am I going to do it the right way? Am I going to mess up? It's so crazy. I mean, we're all just friends out here, right? And this is for fun. My life doesn't depend on it. So I shouldn't be so silly about it, but it is what it is, right? Okay, I'm going to set this to the side and I'm going to come back to this project in just a minute. I think what I will do before I do that, though, is I am going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. Now, one thing she did on hers was she stamped it in Versamark and she heat embossed onto, I'm going to do it in the middle because it's a little bit bent and crooked. So I didn't want to take the time on a live to do heat emboss with white. So I decided instead that I would do it on top of white and then back it up with Misty Moonlight. And my paper is 3 1/8 inch long. And that's about how long I need to cut it. So let me get my scissors. I probably should have brought my little trimmer thing over here, but it's okay. So I'm going to do it like that, like this. And then I will put it on top of this blue piece. So, and I think if my life depended on it, I could not cut a straight line. It always tends to, see the angle? Always tends to angle just a little bit. I know, I'm super picky too. I'm super persnickety. Okay, so I'm going to glue this onto a piece of the Misty Moonlight. Hopefully this is going to span across it. Pretty close. And I'm just going to cut this even right here. And that was my way of changing it a little and not having to do the heat embossing. I can do it. I just didn't want to take the time to do it on a live and take up your time like that. So, all right, I'm going to put that to the side just a second and let it dry a little bit more. These are some of the other, excuse me, some of the other free papers from Sale-A-Bration. This has been probably one of my favorites. Now, there's so much more of these, and you can see I have used them and used them and used them. Really cool patterns. This is another set that I have not used as much, but I did today. And I'm going to show you the one. I'm going to show you what I did with it. So this is the card that I'm going to make that looks like Sandra's. I chose this paper. I just wanted to do something a little different. Actually, this was like my friend Debbie Deshane's. So I used the back side of this paper, and I stamped that home on here in black memento, and then I colored it with stamping blends, and I think it turned out really cute. I think I got a little wonky right there on my tire, but it turned out really cute. But this is some of the paper, and it is really, really pretty paper. It's so pretty. I mean, I want pajamas out of most of this pattern. I want Christmas pajamas. Do you guys have Christmas pajamas? I mean, the colors are just so pretty. My friend Debbie used this, and she backed it up on here with Misty Moonlight. Super cute. All right, so let's go ahead and do Sandra's. Hers is very simple, and it is true to what it was supposed to be, which is simple stamping. All right, so this is a piece of crumb cake. I'm going to put a piece of basic white on top of it. Right in here. And then I'll take a piece of crumb cake with my stamp. Yep. I'm going to ink up my stamp. Now, this is from Feels Like Home. This is a free stamp set you get from Sale-A-Bration. So, as I mentioned earlier on in the video, there is today, which is, what is today, the 28th? There's 28th, 29th, 30, 3 more days for Sale-A-Bration. So if you spend $50, you can earn a level 1 product. And this is one of those. This is one of those level 1 products. Ooh, that didn't turn out very dark. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, Suzanne, I can't cut a straight line to save me. A lot of times I'll use a grid. I think I must need to re-ink my, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get the soft suede. Hold on a second. Okay. Since it needs to be, let me stamp this right here. Okay. Since it needs to be re-inked, and I don't have time to do that right this second, although I could show you how to do that. We'll do that another time. But a lot of times I'll use my grid paper and then try to make my scissors go. It might be a little crooked, but it's going to be okay. At least you can see it. So I'll take my piece and I'll cut it with the grid paper right here, and I'll try to line it up with the line to help me not get it out of place. So, okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is to stamp my sentiment, which I think I'll go ahead and use a soft suede to match that. And it's going to go right down in here. Goodness, that's too dark and it's crooked. I'm just batting 1,000 tonight, aren't I? And I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. It's live, it's not taped. And when it's live, you get what you get. At least the nerves settle down because equipment is working. So, you know, you never know. All right, let's see. I think she placed this in the center. Yes, she did. Now, she stamped hers with crumb cake, and hers was not crooked. So there's that, but I'm not fretting it, okay? And since I stamped on the page where hers is, I'm going to use it. Mine's going to be a little different than hers, and I'm okay with that because it's mine. And I'm going to take my crumb cake pen, my Stamping Right marker. Can you see it? Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to flick it like that. That's one of my new favorite things to do. Sandra does it all the time with a lot of her projects, and it turns out so cute. Okay, what did I do? Here we go. Oh, I know something I did not do that she did. But you know what? I think I like it better without it. She probably used Very Vanilla. She put this on the bottom down here. I'm not a lace person, and so that's probably why I omitted it. I'm not a lacy girl. And so I didn't even think about doing it. But I'm okay with that. All right. So then she used Genial Gems, and she just put them in here like this. And you can see this is a pretty card, but it's a super easy card. It can be made in no time. I really like what she did with it. And to me, the speckles just makes it. It's one of my new favorite things to do. If you have a sentiment, if you have, like this is a lot of white, okay? And I think she did use Very Vanilla. Let's see. Yep, she did. She used Very Vanilla. That's why mine is so white in your face. But I'm okay with it. I like it, and I will send it to someone. But when you have a lot of real estate that's open and blank, background stamping is good to do, and splatters are really good to do. And so I really like how that turned out. And you can see both of these cards are totally different. So, all right. So we'll move on to my thing, which is these cute little tags. Okay. I don't always like to just do cards. Sometimes I like to do things a little different. All right. So, you know, I think I didn't put this on. I did not. I'm going to need to do that. So, I'm going to cut out my little fella. I'm going to stamp him first. Okay. This is my penguin. I'm going to use Memento Black ink. Come on, fill in there. Okay. And I will use my Stampin' Pierce mat. Stamp. Now, one thing I like to do is when you know you're going to use a stamp, or not a stamp, a punch, look at your punch and see which direction that it opens and which way you're going to slip your paper in. I almost stamped it in this direction, and it really needs to be in this direction. So that's always a good thing to do before you stamp. So stamp it right there. Okay. I'm going to punch the little fella out. And it probably would have been better if I'd stamped him here, because then I wouldn't have wasted paper. But it's okay. And you can tell I have used glitter paper. That may be what I did on the tag. I can't think and talk. Does that make sense? I don't think it does, but anywho. I think I did. I think I used the glitter paper. But it's okay. I like it, and I'm happy with it. So I'm going to use Polished Pink for his little cheeks. I'll put some little cheeks right here, little cheeks right here. I'm going to use that same punch to cut out his feet. And for his feet, I am using this glitter paper. It's the ombre glitter paper. I remember I absolutely did. It's been a couple months since I made this. So that's why I didn't remember. Alrighty. So we're just going to put some glue here on his little tootsies. Put them right about in here. It looks good with the black just as well. Here's this other one. There we go. Now I'm going to set him to the side. Okay, so I have 2 pieces of, and I'll tell you the dimensions on mine. It's 2 by 4. And I am going to use my delightful tag topper. And I'm just going to slip it in, punch it, slip it in, and punch it. And I really should have glued that on before I did that, but I didn't. There we go. It's okay, it worked. All right, so now I'm going to glue this piece, and this is all Sale-A-Bration paper. I'm going to glue this onto the front of that piece of basic white. I love tags. I think they are really good for Christmas gifts. I've made them for craft fairs, and I mean just pumped them out. And people will snag them up and buy them. And I also make them longer and will make bookmarks, and I love those as well. So I'm going to put this piece in here, about in here, and I can see that the DSP is a little bit longer. I'm going to go on the back side of it and just trim that off. Like that. You know, you can use the same trimmer and cut things at what you think is the very same measurement and it not be the same. There we go. And then I'm just going to take this little piece, the little blue piece, and go over the top right here to just join those seams together. Okay. So then I'm going to pop my little penguin up with dimensionals. And let me look at my tag because I told you it's been a couple months since I made it. I want to make sure I'm making it the same way. Yes, I am. Okay. So then I'm just going to take these little things. These are trees that I cut from the whimsical Christmas trees. And I'm going to put them down. One is going to be right about here. And I think I'm going to cut that off. Cut it off about right there. Okay, and I'm not worried about that being glued. I don't want to get glue everywhere. So I'm only going to put it on the tree itself because I am going to put the penguin down over it. And then I'm going to put this one a little lower in here. I'm going to trim that down as well. Then I'm going to put my little penguin down. Okay. All right. Then I have a little Christmas tree. And I forgot to bring my stamp set, the Banner Year stamp set over that says to and from. So I'm just going to put my trees on here. But you can put a stamp that says to and from right there. And then that way you can put it on your presents and it turns out really, really cute. All right, I'm going to use 2 different ribbons. I'm going to use the striped gross grain ribbon. I guess that's the way you say that, gross grain. And it's a pool party color, but with all these pretty colors in here, it works. Okay, so I'm going to feed this through, and I'm going to just kind of bend it a little bit to feed that through. Just like that. I'll end up cutting that down a little bit. And then I'm going to use the glittered organdy ribbon. This is so pretty to me. I love the little glittery things on it. And then I'm just going to make a bow in the front. I should avoid making bows on camera. I don't, though. I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. I love bows, though. They're so pretty. That's about the closest thing to foo-foo that I am. There we go. Just gonna need to clean my tabletop. I just got glue on it. Okay, and then I'll trim this down and trim it that way on there. Now, isn't that a cute little tag? So, so cute. I really like it. All right, so now to finish this little fella off. Hopefully, yeah, it's a good bit drier now. So let's go with it. So we're going to glue that. Get some of this out of the way. We're going to glue this onto a piece of the designer series paper. This is also from the Playful Penguins or Penguin Playmates or whatever the name of it is. Okay. Okay, let me look at hers again, make sure I'm doing it right. I don't make these ahead of time because I want to show you that they're not that hard to make. Except that I had never really done this before, so hopefully I didn't make too much of a mess of it. Okay, so now we're going to pop this up using dimensionals. Isn't that paper cute? I love it. Winter, it makes me think of winter and Christmas. It's I live in Georgia, middle Georgia, and it gets quite warm here. It gets warm early and it stays warm late. And we've actually had a few mornings where it was in the 50s in the morning, and it was, oh, it's like, yes, love it. I love it. I love being able to wear sweaters in the winter, and you don't get a chance to do that very often here. All right, so it's not completely dry, so I really should have brought my heat gun. Make sure I've got it opening in the right direction. I do. I think because of the stuff on it, I think it would be hard to put my sentiment on top of that with dimensionals. So what I'm going to do instead, I put it up higher, and I'm just going to put it down here. I probably should have moved it even further up, but I didn't. And it's okay. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of overlap the DSP there. And it turned out really cute. Now I need some kind of sparkly stuff to go on it. Too bad that we don't have the that the white mist stuff that you can spray on it, because that would make that really shine and be glittery. But I really think it turned out cute. So these are my cards. Whoops. My bin just flew off. These are my cards. And here are a couple other ones that I made using the Delicate Dahlias, which is also a stamp set that you get for free. And I made one recently with the goats, but I gave it away for a birthday. But anyway, I just wanted to share with you things from Sale-A-Bration tonight, and I hope you liked it. Thank you, Suzanne. I think they turned out really cute, and this has been a fun Sale-A-Bration offering this time around. So if you haven't taken advantage of that, make sure you do, because it'll be gone on the 30th. No, it lasts till the 30th. It'll be gone on the 1st. So, all right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have a great night. Bye.